Holy Batman, a new Arkham game has been announced. Will it be something really remarkable or just another rehash? I'm Ghost Robo, and let's find out. So the big news of the week is that Rocksteady announced their latest Batman game, Batman Arkham Knight. Not only is it their latest, but it's also their last. The studio confirmed this will be the final Batman game that they make. They, who first brought Batman back to the spotlight on home consoles with Batman Arkham Asylum way back when, and then with its sequel, Arkham City. Now, this game is very interesting and promising because it's next-gen only. PC as well, but they're skipping out on the 360 and the PlayStation 3. It's quite a surprising choice because at this point in the life cycle of both new consoles, most studios, most publishers are choosing to make cross-gen games. Put it out on as many platforms as you can for maximum sales and maximum reach. But it sounds like Rocksteady really wants to go out with a bang as they focused all their efforts on producing the most powerful next-gen Batman game possible, which has me really, really excited. We're going to go over all the info that has been revealed, all that is available about Arkham Knight. I gotta say I was a little suspicious when they first announced it. Another Batman game, big city. I'm more of an Arkham Asylum fan. I like that dense nature. I like what they really did with this island that felt like such a real place. Are they just going to make this a huge open world with a bunch of random side missions? No, it sounds like they're really doing their best to make this the Batman experience, and let me tell you why. First off, the Batmobile is in. A lot of people have wanted this for a very long time. They're widening the streets, expanding the city, and allowing you to jump in and out of the Batmobile in real time. It shoots missiles, it has stun guns, it just knocks over cars. It sounds unstoppable. But that's not all. The city is 5 times bigger than the city in Arkham City with 3 different areas. Now, there's no load times between any of the areas, not even going into buildings, which is crazy. Now, this is where that next-gen power really comes into play and makes me super excited. Just some other fun next-gen facts. There are supposedly more pixels, more polygons, rather, on one character model than in the entire environment of Arkham Asylum. Also, the Batmobile is such a complex vehicle. They want this to be the best car in any game ever. It takes up 160 megabytes of memory in-game, and it would take up almost an entire Xbox 360 disc if that was like the whole game, which is massively mad. That's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. The Batmobile itself would fill an entire 360 disc. So they're really packing in the performance and the visuals. I have not seen gameplay yet. None has been released, but I'm sure it's going to look downright crazy. You can now jump out of your Batmobile, break through glass and into buildings. That kind of seamless transition was not even remotely possible in the past Arkham games. Perhaps there were some like special plot points, some scene transitions where Batman went through a window and kind of this pre-rendered. No, this is like real time. That's just awesome. There's more fine-tunement as well. Now you can slide and roll into grates from a distance. You can chain takedowns. You can do fear takedowns. You can get guys, grab them coming out of grates, and as long as the other people don't see you, you can chain that together. It's a huge world, but they're very committed to making it dense. They talked a lot about how they did not want this just to be, oh, we made the most massive city possible. It wants to be really detailed. There's moving clouds, there's blimps and planes in the sky, there's shop signs, neon lights. It seems like it's set kind of around Halloween because they mentioned Halloween characters and balloons and stuff to kind of give it this creepy but also lived-in vibe. I mean, they talk about the rain running down all the grooves of Batman's suit, Gordon's wrinkles on his face crinkling while he talks. It sounds really, really exciting. They say that Batman will start out with his old suit and soon upgrade it some point in the game. Let's talk a little bit about story, though. Joker, without spoiling things, he's not in the picture. So a bunch of other villains have grouped together: Scarecrow, Penguin, Two-Face, Harley Quinn. It sounds like they're led by Scarecrow. Of course, he's planted bombs around this city. What else is new? That's what everyone does in these freaking Arkham games. But there's also a brand new villain. Now here, I don't know how I feel about this, because Rocksteady has made this villain. He is the Arkham Knight, and that's why the game is called the Arkham Knight. I think that's a bit of a gamble. I think it's quite risky to take a Batman game that's been so loved because it was so true to the Batman universe. And they did some unique things. They created their own stories and stuff. Great. But to now introduce a original character, they're biting off quite a bit. And I hope they're able to really, really hit a home run there. The Riddler is, of course, back. They mentioned a car Riddler thing where you're in the Batmobile and you have to activate different ramps and different doors. Sounded pretty cool, but it's not just going to be limited to racing missions. The Riddler is going to be more of a character than that. They talk about these massive riots in this city with up to 50 enemies on screen at once. All the enemies now can grapple Batman. You can use all your gadgets in flight, in the air. Again, they really, I think, want to make this the most seamless, best Batman game. It's using a modified Unreal Engine and supposedly looks gorgeous. Another real big plus on my list is that there's no multiplayer. Entirely single-player focused. They don't want to get distracted with any side pieces of content. No, we're going to make this the best single-player Batman game possible. There's a couple other very fine-tuned combat tweaks in terms of how you can tilt left towards the opponent, counter with a throw, etc., all this different stuff. But what has me most excited is that part where they say everything is more dense and seamless. I always have dreamed of this kind of a game. If you know me, you know I love indoor segments of these Batman games. I really loved Arkham Asylum. My favorite part of City was like the Mr. Freeze section because it's indoors, it feels like a contained event, it feels like they were able to really develop the environment. It's not just a dark city that has random thugs running everywhere. It's like a very lived-in place. You can see the architecture that's very cool. There's maybe riddles to be solved, sort of a storyline of its own within the building. And by now having a seamless world that they're like, yeah, we can do the big world, we can do the wide streets, but now we can have you just go in buildings, and this commitment to having it be like a very, very, very dense city that they really, really wanted to make it very lived in and very real has me pretty excited. So them looking to make a vibrant, dense, exciting, rich world, that's like the best news I could ever have. I still, it is now a driving game as well. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. I hope I'm not like, oh god, Batman, you have 30 seconds to get over here, and then you drive there and that's the mission. I would like them to be able to create more dynamic side missions, because if you look at Arkham City and Arkham Origins, a majority of those side missions were like get from point A to point B and then beat some people up, or press a button to untie someone, stuff like that. Kind of limited timers, and it didn't feel very organic. I hope that they're able to use the power of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One to maybe do more unique events, different styling of things. It still sounds like this city is going to be like, hey, the citizens are gone, and it's overtaken by all these crazy goons who have united after the Joker's little ordeal at the end of Arkham City. But I'm really, really, really hopeful that they can kind of pull a surprise. It doesn't sound like they want to make GTA Batman style, which, that's a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are. For me, it's a good thing. I would rather this be a very mission-driven game, a very indoor-outdoor focused game, dynamic, that kind of stuff, rather than like, oh my god, Batman jumped his car off this crazy cliff and now he's over the ravine and he's parachuting down and then he shot some people in the street. That doesn't really appeal to me, although they did say there are going to be ramps for the Batmobile to go off, so I don't know. Give me 3 or 4 Arkham Asylums within this giant city. It's a massive city. They've got the technology to make a seamless world. Give me some massive interlinking missions that use big indoor areas, really well designed, beautiful environments, unique, diversified, create almost mini magical moments, magical places within this giant city. Don't just let the city be the emphasis. Fill that city with many points of emphasis and make me remember those more than I remember this giant city that we've already seen multiple times. Because remember, while there are new areas, while the city is larger, it's still Gotham City. So you're going to be seeing a lot of familiar territory, if not familiar textures, familiar look and style. It still is very, it's a lot of talk right now. We've seen a trailer, but the trailer was just a story trailer, I guess, a CG trailer. It wasn't a gameplay trailer, so we'll have to wait closer to E3, I'm assuming, to find out more of there. But apparently, everything is in engine. They've really pushed the systems. There's no more cutscene to this. It's all supposedly all looking really, really good. And then the Scarecrow is interesting as well. If you played Arkham Asylum, Scarecrow was like a high point of that game. He was very different, I felt like, than the Joker. While the Joker was all like gags and, I'm going to take down the Batman, the Scarecrow is very sinister. And I'm interested to see how they're able to use that, as well as some of the crazy things that they have done with the Scarecrow in the past. How will they use that here? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to have more of that sort of fear gas delusions and random stuff. They can't really pull the same punches twice because they've already done it, but I don't know. Like, what could they do with the Scarecrow? I'm not the most familiar with the Batman lore, but I'm sure there's some pretty cool things and just scenarios they can set up with him as sort of the head villain. I think that's a great choice. And then this Arkham Knight dude, whoever he is, whatever he ends up being, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's smart of them to create their own villain? Do you think it's a good idea for them to do something that is kind of their own creation? I kind of like that. I kind of like that they want to go out with a bang and put their own stamp on the Batman franchise. They've done it so well. They've done it so proud that I think they've won that right. And it'll be very interesting to see if this game feels like Arkham City 1.5, just with bigger, flashier everything, or if they're able to really evolve the game in some meaningful ways. Now, a lot of the things we're saying are small tweaks, being able to do more chain takedowns, but some of the stuff like the Batmobile and diving in and out of buildings, a seamless world, zero transitions, no more pre-rendered cinematics. This could create a very, very realistic, if you can call Batman realistic, but realistic Batman game, and being able to use all the gadgets, all the quick-fire gadgets during flight, and being able to grapple onto anything, line launch anywhere, no more specific points. Like, that is very, very exciting. Just think about that. Think about playing Arkham Asylum and you're using the line launcher and, you have to find these set points. Now remove that. I think this next generation, it's not the biggest leap in terms of, oh my God, it's like N64 compared to PS2, huge graphical jump. There's definitely a jump, but it's more about removing limitations and inviting creativity and just really locking down that experience to bring you into this world. Hold on tight and don't let go. That's what I'm excited about, is to feel fully immersed in the land of Gotham and all the madness that it has to offer. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Based on all these details, are you hyped for Batman Arkham Knight? Do you think it's stupid for them to make another Arkham game 1 year after Origins? Rocksteady has said, though, this is their final one. After this, they are working on something totally new. I'd love to see them tackle another awesome superhero, but we'll leave that up to them. Right now, though, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video and got some good information. Till next time, everybody, don't be shy. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on Arkham Knight in the comments below. I, for one, am pretty darn excited now that I've found out a lot of good details. Thanks again for watching, guys and girls. Fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate. Until next time, we will see you all